One of the biggest questions I get from my readers is, can you daily drive a used Aston Martin? Well, I'm in a unique position to answer that because I spent the last 6 months daily driving this used Aston Martin, my 2007 V8 Vantage, that I got for less than $50,000. And in that time, I've put 9,000 miles on it, which is like 6 years of driving for a normal Aston Martin owner. So can you daily drive it? Here's what you need to know. And for more information, click the link below to check out my column on autotrader.com/oversteer. Of course, one of the things people really want to know when they're talking about daily driving a car is whether you can commute in it. So I did something I haven't done for 3 years since I quit my job. I went into the back of my closet, I got out this wrinkly dress shirt, and I decided to go sit in rush hour traffic. Here is the answer to this question. This car is not the best commuter for 2 reasons. One is personal preference. I hate being in such a low car when I'm sitting in traffic. You're down low and you feel like you're actually a part of traffic. I like when I'm in traffic being in my SUV. You feel high, you feel above traffic. You feel like you don't have to worry about every little brake light that comes on. The other problem, this car's clutch is not at all smooth. In fact, it's incredibly heavy. In fact, I would say that the biggest difference between this car and the 911 is the clutch and shifter action. In the 911, the clutch is butter smooth. In this car, it is pretty hard to push down. Another issue, visibility could be better. The mirrors are really tiny. The rear deck is really high. And the roof is really low, which makes the car feel a little claustrophobic. In other words, it takes some time to really get used to the dimensions of the car. Another big thing people are implying when they ask if you can daily drive a car is whether you can take it to Home Depot. So I decided to take it to Home Depot.
Okay, what we're looking for is big stuff. It's cheap. This is good. This is only $7.87. We should get one of these, don't you think? What about like this kind of stuff? Is this stuff cheap? $11.47 each? That's a deal. I don't even know what this is, but anytime you can get something this big for $11.47. This is $37? That's insane. No one would pay that for that little amount of thing. What is this? Electric water heater, $500. That's strong. That's not big enough to justify $500. If I'm gonna spend $500, I want it to be a real honker. Do you think I can fit this in the car?
You think you can lift it up? All right, here's what we got. Now, can it fit in the Aston? I guess it's a good thing we didn't get that hot water heater. The truth is that the Aston actually has a fairly big trunk, way bigger than what you'd get in a 911. And if you run out of trunk space, there's a handy little storage shelf behind the seats for some extra room. We'll start with scrapes. This car never scrapes on anything. You might think the best part about this car's design is its beautiful British sports car look. But in reality, the best part of this car's design is its beautiful British sports car look on the outside, and somehow the fact that it also has the ground clearance of a Dodge Durango. For proof, here are a few sports car cringeworthy entrances the Aston goes over without a problem. I also don't really think about dents. This used to be a huge problem when I had my Ferrari. When I had my Ferrari, I would park way away from everybody else, and then I'd walk outside and somebody parked near me, and I would run over as fast as I could and freak out until I could be sure that there wasn't a single dent on my pristine sports car. With the Aston, I've now hit 50,000 miles, which means that I think this car is worth under $40,000, which is what a Ford Explorer costs. And that means I don't freak out every time I come out and find myself parked next to a Kia Sportage and an old Chevy Impala. In fact, I treat it like such a normal car that I even take it to the normal car wash, because after all, it's just a car. And then there are the other costs. If you're driving it every day, gas mileage will be the most obvious. On the city, you get about 13 miles per gallon, and on the highway, you get about 20. Annual services run about $1,400, and every few years, it's over $2,000. But that's really the only way that this car is more expensive than a 911. Everything else, tires, brakes, insurance, are about in line. So can you drive it every day? Well, it depends on your budget and your needs and your sense of anxiety. To get my final thoughts on the subject, click the link below to check out my column on autotrader.com/oversteer.
I wonder if they'd let us buy this. That won't fit in the car, but just to have.